Alright, I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but just as everyone else, I need to give my opinion and my say about this film. There will be spoilers in this analysis, and I have also no intention of getting into the media hysteria. The only thing that I would say is that people were perfectly capable of murdering each other long before video games or a movie supposedly would inspire them to do so.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
I mean, we all know the character of the Joker, so what were you expecting?
It's gone.
Anyway, I want to talk about the film itself. Now, we know that this was a masterful acting performance that definitely should get the Oscar nomination, if not the win. And although after the first trailer and knowing how good Joaquin Phoenix is, most of us were expecting a great performance, I was still happy that it actually was. Because when I heard Jared Leto was gonna play the Joker, especially after he just won an Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club, I was excited as well, and well, that didn't work out too well.
Honka, honka.
The Joker is also a beautifully shot movie, and it has a fantastic soundtrack, so a special shout out to Hildur.
My name is Hildur Guðnadóttir.
Yeah. Now, the main thing that I want to talk about in this analysis is the question if the Joker movie is a film with depth, a film that has something to say. Because outside of the media meltdown, this is the main criticism I've seen directed at the film. That the film is too derivative of movies like Taxi Driver and that it has nothing new to say. And that the Joker is just a mentally ill, depressed guy who goes around killing people he doesn't like.
All I have are negative thoughts.
Instead, of course, of what the Joker truly is, which is a criminal mastermind with a fully worked out philosophy and ideology of chaos and morality that he tries to spread and force into the world.
It's not about money, it's about sending a message.
And this is of course the Joker that we see in The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger portrays a Joker with a philosophy and a purpose.
Everything becomes chaos. I'm an agent of chaos.
Now, I thought about this argument, and in my personal opinion, what resolves this criticism is the idea that this was the Joker origin story. We only see the beginning of the Joker, a glimpse of what the fully formed Joker will truly become. And I think that in that sense, the movie shows an excellent origin story of what will ultimately become a fully formed Joker who is a criminal mastermind with, as I've said, a fully developed philosophy of chaos. Now, of course, there are going to be comparisons between Joaquin Phoenix's Joker and Heath Ledger's Joker, whose Joker is more fully formed. Now, although I still slightly prefer Ledger's Joker personally, I think that where Phoenix did an amazing job is when it comes to not only portraying a fully formed Joker, but acting out the slow transition from a man that is broken, sad, and mentally ill into something completely different, something powerful and, well, really terrifying. Into the Joker. And I also think that this resolves the criticism of that the Joker should supposedly not have an origin story, because the Joker should be a force of nature, an agent of chaos that just comes out of nowhere. But I think that the great thing about this acting performance is that the men in the beginning of the film, Arthur Fleck, and the Joker at the end of the film are two completely different things. It is a gradual but complete transformation. What I noticed myself, for example, when he kills the guy in his own apartment and has all the blood over his white painted face, we see him truly becoming the Joker, followed by him dancing on the stairs, of course, which is also a typical Joker thing to do. But then when he runs from the detectives, he looks flustered and scared. Now, when I was watching this in the theaters, I thought that the Joker wouldn't do that. If the Joker would run, he would be laughing and seeing it more as a fun cat and mouse game. But then, of course, in a metro, he creates chaos around him, and in that way he regains control. And this is why I would argue that even though this story, yes, it is a story about a man taking vengeance on the people he hates, it does offer a lot of arguments about mental illness and society, but I also think that we do see him realizing some of the philosophy and ideology that the fully formed Joker has. We see him finding power in chaos and violence. We see that he cannot function in normal society, but that he thrives when society is turned upside down into chaos. And that he also realizes that it only takes a gentle push to do so. So I think we see glimpses of him realizing this and starting to develop this philosophy, especially at the end of the film when he's dancing on the car As people say, the beginning of the end, for me that was kind of the end of the beginning. And in my head, from here, Phoenix's Joker would become the fully formed Joker. So in that way, I would say that if you look at the Joker at the end of this film, and let's say for theoretical purposes that Ledger's Joker is that same Joker but 10 years later, I could see how the first becomes the latter. How Phoenix's Joker, who's still kind of developing this philosophy, eventually will fully develop it and become Heath Ledger's Joker. When it comes to Phoenix, he said he probably isn't interested in playing the Joker again, but of course I secretly hope he will, because I would love to see him play a Joker that is a criminal mastermind and has this philosophy, and maybe even take on Batman. Now the last thing that I want to discuss about this film are the theories of Arthur Fleck not being the real Joker, but someone that inspires the real Joker, which was actually something that was said by the director himself, and also the theories that most of the film wasn't real, but that it was all in his head. Now, to be honest, I personally think these theories are awful, and I was quite disappointed that the director himself suggested this. I mean, if you're making a Joker film, then I want the Joker to be the Joker, especially when it's a performance that is this great. If this is not the true Joker, then who is the true Joker? Jared Leto? No thank you. And I also never liked the theories of, oh, it was all in his head and it never truly happened. This always feels like just such an anti-climax to me. But anyway, that's just my opinion. If you disagree with this and you do like those theories, then comment below. Now, this was just a quick review / analysis. Thomas is soon bringing out his full Dark Knight analysis on the main channel. And I'm also working on my next essay, which will be a combination of Fight Club, The Joker, and Breaking Bad. So that's a pretty ambitious project as well. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.